Hi, I'm Derra. I'm the Behavior Programs Assistant here at the Humane Society of the Pikes Peak region, and today we're going to talk about how to speak to a scared dog. Here at the Humane Society, we get a lot of different dogs that have various levels of fear, and I'm sure if you've adopted a dog, then your dog probably shows some levels of fear in various situations. Hopefully with some of these tips, you can learn how to interact with dogs if you come across one that might be a little scared. So we have Elsa here today, and first I'm going to demonstrate really how you should approach a dog that might be showing some levels of fear. And that is to approach them at an angle, and you want to kneel down and offer your hand and see if they approach you. The biggest thing is to avoid being intimidating to them, so you don't want to make direct eye contact or hover over them, as this could be very threatening. Some basic body language that you want to look out for to find out if a dog might be showing a little bit of fear is if their ears are back or their tail's tucked, they might be trembling, or lip licking, which is when they just lick their lips fairly quickly usually. And they also may have eyes that are very wide to the point that you can actually see the whites around them. While we are working with our dogs here at the Humane Society, we use operant conditioning and positive reinforcement to help them build confidence so that they can be ready for adoption. And how we do that is through basic clicker training. So we use a clicker and some treats, and she knows that word, and work on just having them approach us, or basically any sort of brave behavior, which could be anywhere from eye contact to actually coming all the way up to us and coming out of their kennel. So I'll demonstrate a little bit here with Elsa, and I'm just going to reward any time that she makes any interaction with me. So she just looked at me, so I clicked, and then she gets a treat. And as we are working with them, usually it starts with just basic eye contact, but it comes all the way up to them actually coming out of their kennel. And then we do the same method when they approach strangers and interact with them as well. You can use these tips at home to work with your dog. If you do have one that's even showing any fear, or even if they're not fearful, it's still good for them to learn. If you do happen to come across a dog that is showing fear while you might be out, a stray dog, then you do want to pay attention to their body language. But if at any point they feel threatened, it could turn toward aggression. So you do want to be cautious if you're interacting with a dog that you're not familiar with. And it's always best to call someone like animal law enforcement to help you out. When we are working with dogs here at the Humane Society, the biggest thing that we focus on is that it's their choice. So they get to choose whether or not they want to approach us or whether or not they want to come out of the kennel. And that's extremely important to remember for your animals as well. You don't want to overwhelm them and potentially cause them to become more fearful of a situation. It's much better to remove them from that situation and maybe try again a different day when they are feeling a little more confident. So when we're doing behavior modification with our scared dogs, we really want to focus on rewarding them, and that includes giving them treats, because then they can associate things like people coming up to them and interacting with them with something good like treats. And even if they don't eat the treats right away, it still is very reinforcing for them, because then they'll remember for the next time that last time a person came, they got a treat, so this person's probably pretty good as well. And sometimes they don't respond super well to treats, but we try a wide variety of treats to try to find something for them to eat so they get the most out of the experience. Last year at the Humane Society, we worked with hundreds of dogs through our behavior modification program to help get them ready for adoption. And hopefully with these tips, you can work with your dog at home to continue building their confidence.